So pre-season can never tell you.
Exactly.
Pre-season can never tell you anything.
But it can tell us something about Mason Mount.
And also Manchester United.
Bro, like Simbrace.
Thank you. Precision can tell us something about Onana.
Press record is start.
You know what? Today, Byron, please. Leo, hii episode, I will be very objective. Sisemi hata kitu mbaya.
Hata mimi nitakuwa objective.
Sisemi hata kitu mbaya.
Unajua mimi nikiwa objective.
Nikisema basmati rice will flop, hiyo ni objectivity.
Uongo.
Welcome back to the Wildcard show. My name is Venant.
Brayo Pale.
The Black Mamba.
And of course, Nyaassh representing millions, and I mean millions of Ghanas in 254.
Come on, man. Atuwezi danganya. The energy in this room is so exciting, especially if you're an Arsenal fan.
Oh yeah. What
Wengine
a
hapa
time.
nono wako on loan to Bayern this season. How much are they paying you
It's a
to
new
support
season.
Bayern?
It's a new season. First of all, I want to talk to management and the production team. Issue imeja wase wa Arsenal, but we need to fire Nyaassh, Mamba, and Venant. Wote watatu. We need to fire all of them.
But it starts by you guys performing very well, and so far it's back to back defeats. And I don't know if that's the motivation you guys need to for you guys to start this season, because mulitipiga kifua sana when it came to beating Arsenal, which by the way it was a fluke game. We played our C team.
No, you played your A team apart from Jesus and Thomas Partey. You played your A team. Don't you dare bring that.
Come on.
Don't you dare take away the only W he has in preseason. There's only W I could have in preseason. Don't take it away. Just
Your man first game.
It means a lot.
Jesus and Partey are the only players who missed that game. So don't you dare. You were dunked on by Sancho. And then in terms of our defeats, I'll admit the Madrid defeat gave me a reality check, especially in the first half of that game. Man United could string 5 passes together, but in the second half we improved. Also in the Dortmund game, in the second half we improved. So right now I know Ten Hag's Red Army is going for the major trophies this season. We are done with Carabao. Been there, done that. We are going for the major trophies. Yeah.
So by major trophies, you're looking at FA Cup, Premier League, Champions League,
Them three.
Europa League.
Them three. No, Europa League ni akina Eric Njiro. I don't know. I'm done watching football on Thursday nights.
Listen, can I give you a stat about Man United? Man United qualify for the Europa League through Champions League.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Listen, guys.
So you can't put it past them. Kuuliza kuhusu Europa League.
You guys have not been there for 7 years.
Is it one of the things you're
Hamjacheza
considering?
Champions League 7 years.
It's okay.
Listen,
Like, speakers are Emirates zikichezea ngoma zitalipuka. They don't know how the team goes.
We can smell your jealousy from afar. Can smell your jealousy from afar.
Yeah,
Which actually it's good because now Arsenal,
Man,
Champions League is here,
bro, we're moving mad first of all.
and we're here to win it.
The transfers, the Champions League is back. As in, this is exactly what the doctor ordered. And you're here for it.
I raised you one question. I think Arsenal have won the transfer window. But you guys need to remember, league titles are not won in the boardroom. Zinashindwa kwa pitch.
Kwani,
As much as mmesign Rice,
yes.
Timba, hiyo miti shamba ya pilau hiyo.
We are not...
na sijui Havertz.
Brian, we are not saying...
just say you like what we've done so far
No,
in the transfer
Listen,
market.
I think Rice is a good signing, especially after losing Xhaka. Although I don't know how that midfield would go. I think it'd be better if it's a pivot of Partey, Rice, and then Odegaard does the CAM. I think that will work perfectly. I think Timber is a good signing, especially can substitute as a right centre back or a right back. I think he's there to bench Ben White. So I think Timber is a very, very good signing.
Oh, yes.
Havertz is where I have a question for. Havertz, even though he might be, for me, I think he's a super sub signing.
Okay.
I still think, I don't know, man.
Hey, boss, ask us that question.
I don't know. Havertz still will not work for
No.
me. Like Trossard will work. Martinelli, of course, we know. Jesus has been there as a ball playing centre forward. Saka, of course, we know. Starboy Saka will do whatever he does. But Havertz is still the question mark for me. Havertz. That's just another Fabio Vieira physicality, bado. We have to question.
I'll actually, I tend to agree with what you're trying to say, and I'll ask you guys.
No.
Where does Havertz fit in this Arsenal system?
Hiyo ni kazi rahisi sana, acha Mamba ajibu hiyo.
First of all, having Havertz is a very, very good problem for us because last season we had a problem of lack of depth.
Okay.
So right now when Havertz comes, at least we have a problem of depth where we are scratching our heads thinking, where is our 65 million signing going to play? You get? So it's very good for Arsenal, first of all, to have a luxury of having a 65 million player on the bench because for a very, very long time we were dealing with 20 million, 10 million players. You get? So right now, my guy, he will play a free role. He won't play the number 9 he was playing at Chelsea.
Yeah.
So he will play where Xhaka was playing. But right now he'll play a free role whereby he'll just be arriving to the box late and trying to shoot those shots. You get? So I think my guy,
I think just to add on top, for us, it's just the way we can move him around. He can play at an 8.
Plus versatility.
Also
the versatility
he
of
can
him.
play on the right wing, maybe Kakinuka. There's so many positions he can play, like 3 or 4 positions that he can play. So when Arteta needs him, he can slot him wherever he wants.
See, one thing about Arsenal signings so far, all the signings that we've made, they are versatile players.
Absolutely.
You can look at Leandro Trossard, he's versatile.
True.
Timber is
versatile. Rice is versatile.
True. Yeah.
Havertz is versatile.
True.
Everybody that you are signing is versatile.
Can play in different positions.
This guy is versatile. You get? So if we are got into a corner in a match, I think we know how to play our cards right, man.
Yeah.
Because all the players we have are versatile. They can play different positions. You get?
Yeah, they're not one-dimensional like some club sign.
Yeah, like some one-trick pony guys. You get that?
Listen,
absolutely.
guys, can you just speak about Arsenal without thinking about Anyway, after the signings, I only have one question. How do you feel about the David Raya links? Does that mean Ramsdale is getting proper competition right now?
Absolutely. I love that. I mean, I feel like the only position you would say there is no competition for Arsenal is Sakas and Rayas. I mean, at Raya.
Ramsdale.
Yeah.
Hey, you've already pictured him with the kit, man.
Yeah. So I was thinking maybe we'll get someone to keep Saka on his toes. It's not like he really needs to, but it's very important. And that's why I was thinking maybe Musa Diaby would come through. It did not happen. I think it's something the club is still looking at. But David Raya, for coming in, is a top-notch goalkeeper. Ramsdale has to be on his top game like throughout. Kuna tu Belanda 1 2 3 alikuwa anafanya. Kaileba walifungwa na Bruno.
The Bruno.
That was a howler.
Yes.
The howler he did against Southampton.
Yeah.
There are a few mistakes he has done here and there, so he needs to wipe that out. Otherwise, he'll be wiped out from the starting lineup.
When it comes to goal, just the art of just goalkeeping, I think United have done the best transfer like I've seen in a while. Actually, tangu Bruno, because Onana, man.
Onana is good.
What's his name?
Imagine.
What's his name?
No.
Imagine Champions League final. Pep is being asked, who are you looking out for when it comes to the Inter Milan? And he starts with the goalkeeper. Like, for me, that speaks volumes. Unajua. Alafu...
Because, of course, he can't say Lukaku.
We are not talent.
Lukaku is at Chelsea, baby. Onana, for me, Musema is like an extra player kwa pitch. Because when you see the game versus BVB this week, and when he played the other
against
versus Madrid and stuff,
Yeah.
he likes playing up in the pitch. And also, I see a keeper who has a vision. Na ile ikifika time ya counter, he'll be able to spot the Sanchos, the Rashfords, and the Brunos, and he'll be able to give that quick transition.
Yeah.
Which also makes it understandable as to why you've signed Haaland, because Haaland is one of the best players when it comes to transition. So upande wenu, as much as we're trolling you guys, that Onana transfer
It's a
for
good
me
transfer.
is a
Okay.
good transfer.
Ball playing goalkeeper, man. I'm so happy.
I mean, they're not used to it.
I'm so happy.
They're not
Listen,
used to it.
the guy has been a legend for the club. Sawa, Skatai. He's won 1 Premier League title. He's been at the club for like 12 years. Sawa. US Skatai. There's no disputing what he's done for the club. He's kept it in many games. I remember the 3-1 against Arsenal where he made like 14 saves. I remember the 0-0. No, he's not trolling. I remember the 0-0 against Liverpool where he made a save against Matip. So the guy has kept us in many, many games. But now we have Onana, ball playing centre back, someone who can command his back line. But now I only have one question. I can see, okay, Haaland sawa, Mason Mount sawa, Casemiro sawa. But then when you deep it, Anthony, Amrabat, Onana, All these players have been coached under Ten Hag. Amrabat was coached at Utrecht before he went to Ajax. Yeah, he coached Amrabat at Utrecht. So I'm like, Ten Hag, as much as you're Dutch, as much as you've been at the Eredivisie, your talent cannot only be from that league. But you have to have some kind of...
What wanasema Manchester United is just Ajax 2.0.
Yeah, you have to have some pull.
I mean, they're getting players
the
from there.
The only thing I think would improve on is because we've been crying out for an out-and-out number 9, someone just to put the ball in the back of the net. Yeah. But then I'm looking at it, Rashford is a very selfish winger, and that's a starter. He always starts with the left wing. I'm looking at Garnacho, the future, but he also has to be a team player. It's not every time you have to take a man on. Sometimes pass the ball. Yeah. I'm looking at Anthony. You don't have to fidget spin every time. You don't have to finesse with your left foot. Just cross the ball. So as much as we're getting Haaland as our number 9, or as much as we want that out-and-out goal scorer, where's the service? Because right now, the only crossers of the ball are Bruno and Luke Shaw. I think like Bissaka in Mshindanga.
Yeah, he can.
I think that's where Mount comes in.
Mount,
because Mount PI has
very good you brought Mount into this picture. Brian, I want you to tell us, what does Mount bring to Man United?
Mason Mount brings some aggression. He brings that English hype that they always do with the English media
right
and
now
whatnot.
football is about hype.
And there's some versatility because at Chelsea, he wasn't always a midfielder. He was a CAM. He was a right winger. He could play on the left. So there's that versatility. And that is why I was disappointed in the Madrid game when he took Bruno to the right wing instead of Mason Mount. Mount is the most versatile midfielder we have. Bruno stays at CAM. Casemiro is the CDM. So hopefully for Mount, he can bring that versatility, especially games if come, in case we make it to further stages of the Champions League, in case we are still in the latter stages of the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, Mount can bring that versatility. So I'm very happy with the Mount signing. And as outsaidia mbaya sana.
Nisikani kana tetea Man United or Anthony, I would say for him and Garnacho, like holding and hogging the ball, maybe that will come with experience.
Yeah.
And proper training, of course. Mtuka Rashford ndiye wezi tetea sana because he's experienced.
He's been there
but then of course for him, he wants to score goals. So you get why he wants to hold the ball as much. One club though yenye interest sana in the transfer market and I kind of didn't see it coming is Chelsea.
Wait, what? Why?
Yeah. Kwanza they offloaded, then they brought in quality.
You know, they made good business. Those
like the business
like
that
Mount ni profit, Havertz ni profit. Na mwingine ameuza.
Kina Mendy, like Mendy, from the Champions League winning team, only 3 players are left. That is Reece James, Thiago Silva, and Chilwell. Everyone else is leaving from that Champions League.
Offloading nzuri sana. Kepa is still there.
No, Edward Mendy was the starter in the Champions League.
Yeah. So they're doing college business. I honestly didn't think that will happen. Especially the additions that you have brought in, Jackson, Kunku, Disasi now.
By the way.
You know, like, I didn't see that one coming. They're doing good.
Okay, me, I saw it coming because, first of all, when they recruited Pochettino is a cool, level-headed coach. And he likes working with young players. You saw how he took the Spurs, and you know how shit Spurs are.
Absolutely.
No, it's true.
Is there a team other than Arsenal that you don't like?
No, but I see no lie there. I'll be honest. I see no lie there on the Spurs.
Let him go.
Yes.
So he took this team to the Champions League final.
Yeah.
And this team was just like, imagine Lamela. Lamela was in the Champions League final.
I don't know. Can't recall.
Before
Imagine. So, like, this guy, he knows how to work with players. He knows how to work with this kind of players. And right now, he's been taken to Chelsea, where he's been given quality. Look at somebody like Nkunku. Look at somebody like Modric. You get. So these guys, as much as they've offloaded people who they saw as surplus and people who didn't fit into Pochettino's system, because if you don't fit into Pochettino's system, man, you're not going to work there. You get. You have to step. Yeah. So he has come out with a clear idea and with a proper way to clear out. As in, this is the kind of club that he's been told, now these are the players you have. Work with who you want to work with. Not like Man United, for example. I'm just giving an example. I'm giving an example.
Go ahead.
Listen, I'm giving... It's a relevant example, by the way. I'm not hating.
We already
when what's his name? This bold coach.
Ten Hag.
When he came, he was forced to work with Ronaldo. And as a matter of fact, he didn't want to play with Ronaldo. You get? So, now Chelsea has given Pochettino some room. Clear out, work with who you want to work with.
Yeah, so love no excuses. Yeah.
So let me ask you guys a question as we transition to Community Shield. Have you seen enough from Chelsea to have like a positive outcome regarding where they'll finish at the end of the season?
Yeah.
I think the only issue I have with Chelsea is probably their midfield. Losing Kovacic and Mount. Hey, those are big, and Kante as well. Those are big losses. So I think if Poch works that midfield well, Apatele midfield, like if he can get that midfield to work the way it worked with Spurs when he had Dyer and Wanyama them days, and that Musa Dembele, the Belgian, I think they'd be cooking. Because I've said it. I think Pochettino, for me, Chelsea, I'd give him 2 seasons, then Chelsea are back in the top 4. But trophies is where I draw the line. I think he'll get Chelsea to regular top 4 contenders, but trophies.
No, you're not a shabby but trophy. There's a car.
He's already surpassed his achievements as Spurs.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the dude is cooking already. It's looking good.
Okay, so to answer your question, Venant, I think Chelsea, they will perform well. I think they're adding on to the fact that they're not in Europe. They're not in very, very many...
Only 3 competitions for them.
Competitions. I think they'll be 5th, 4th there.
Pretty much where Arsenal were last season, where we were not in any competitions.
We were in the Europe.
In all competitions.
Then the other season. So for you, a Europa position is okay with Chelsea.
Yeah.
What about you, bro?
Europa ni overestimate bana. Naangalia Premier League, Man City, Man United, Liverpool, Arsenal, then there's Newcastle, there's Villa, there's Brighton.
Aston Villa, yeah.
So anyway, if Chelsea make Europa or Conference League, then that's a good improvement from where they were last season. Yeah.
You was mentioning about the midfield. I feel like if they get Caicedo, because they're still pushing on for that deal, then they might cook something real good. Until then, the midfield is the suspect, like you were saying. Hata mimi niwape Europa. I feel like they'll get to the Europa League spot.
Your Caicedo akitoa so moja, it's as good as done. I think that's what Brighton is just waiting for. Because when you look at now, Arsenal just spent 100 million on Declan Rice. You guys have spent 85 million pounds on the striker.
On potential.
Viking. Now the Premier League is about Vikings. Forget Jesus, forget Darwin Nunes. It's about Vikings.
A Viking who scored 9 goals last season.
Out of 32. Out of 32 games, man. 9 out of 32. No, Atalanta is a team that is known for scoring a lot of goals.
Exactly.
See, Luis Muriel and Duvan Zapata are starting ahead of him. Relax.
What do you think that says about him?
Wait a minute.
What do you think that says about
Bro,
him?
we have a centre forward for 10 plus years.
So
for once,
you spent 85 million on future.
Not to bring back United because you're going to City and you're going to Liverpool, who I think will perform very well. But for United now, we actually have a centre forward who is not old. He'll give us 10 good years or more because he's 20 years old right now. So he'll give us 10 plus good years. I think for United now, we don't have to put so many expectations on him, considering when Rooney was 20, when Thierry Henry was 20, these players didn't get more than 10 plus or 15 plus goals. So I think between 10 to 15 goals, he'll have done an okay job.
So in short, this guy is 007 ingine.
No.
Potential. Straight.
Ndio hiyo.
Haraka fight.
Anakuwa two in one team. Buddha.
No, but I'm very happy considering in 10 years, we haven't had an out-and-out number 9 who scored 20 or more goals in the Premier League alone. Of course, all competitions wako. But Premier League alone, no one has scored more than 18 goals for United. As well as our centre forward signing has
for the last 10 years.
Ever since Ferguson left. It's facts, bro. It's facts. Like hata si hate ni kitu yenye tunajua.
So as in concluding on the transfers. Who do you think has had the best transfer window so far?
Nyinyi mmeshinda ligi kwa boardroom. Mnadhani hapa sasa.
We are not signing board of directors. We are signing players.
No, I think Arsenal have won the transfer window in the Premier League
so far.
Considering City have only signed Kovacic and have lost Mahrez and Gundogan. Of course, maybe Guardiola might be their player by the time the transfer window closes. Liverpool, my issue with them is the rejuvenated midfield, whether it will gel. For Chelsea, of course, tumeongea kuhusu midfield and Caicedo. Arsenal have won the transfer window for me.
Arsenal have won the transfer competition. But then, I have a question for you guys, the two of you. Do you think the signings Arsenal have done will take them the extra step?
Yes.
Okay. Absolutely.
Yes, no, na Bairo red.
Let's bolden it.
Yeah. Okay, me team neza ongezea kwa to answer your question about teams which have got the best transfers. I have to add Aston Villa over there. After Aston Villa, you cannot ignore Aston Villa. As much as you're seeing Chelsea and Europa League, I have Aston Villa getting having better odds of finishing higher than Chelsea.
Itakuwa Chelsea versus Aston Villa.
Because look at Aston Villa.
Mings is on the
Tillemans free transfer, Pau Torres ndo huyo, Musa Diaby, I don't know who else they've
and then you add on to what they have.
you add on to what they have, the Buendia, the Bailey,
Douglas Luiz.
and
Carlos
stuff.
is coming back.
Yeah. So
Tyrone Mings ako bench. I'm so
Mbaya.
happy. Ako down.
Wakiwa naye hawezi enda mahali.
Hakuna player ni Tyrone Mings ako down.
Yeah.
Umse atoke Premier League.
No, acha.
Ako down.
me, I like him. I like him. Tyrone Mings ako fit.
I'd say for me the winner, besides Arsenal, has to be Chelsea also. Just the fact that they were able to offload all these mandem and for good cash.
Business.
And then the quality of signings that you're bringing in, that's just very good. Because players, sometimes when you're in such a situation, not to offload. So sometimes you just offload for throwaway prices, but now they're offloading and they're getting good chums well at it. So yeah, they're definitely contenders up there with Arsenal.
Na mi kwangu, the reason why naweza sema Chelsea wako poa, it's because of Christopher Nkunku. You're a France
Future of
fan.
France 2026 World Cup winner. That's a spoiler. Nimwapea.
No.
France wanashinda World Cup 2026.
26. Ni Vinicius Junior. What you talking about?
So
Yeah.
Woni is a good player. For those people who don't know Christopher Nkunku, when Haaland was at BVB and he scored I think 65 goals in 60 games or something, alikuwa anapelekana hivi na Christopher Nkunku. So Nkunku anafunga, Haaland anafunga. Ilikuwa hivi. It's just like Kane and Haaland the previous season. So Nkunku is a very good player, one you guys need to watch out for when it comes to now Premier League. Sasa maybe it's subject to Chelsea and how they're gonna play. Also Pia, I don't know if you guys have a team that has been performing very bad kwa transfer market.
I'd say Liverpool. I'm very disappointed in. I think Klopp has one more good season left. I've said it countless times. I mean, but for him to lose Henderson and Fabinho in one season, and then to bring in that new midfield, we don't know whether it'll gel very
Milner,
well
Pia.
because of McAllister, especially losing Milner, because of McAllister and Szoboszlai coming in. There are links to Romeo Lavia, sawa hiyo ni sawa. Wakipata hiyo, they might be good enough, but then who will be club captain? Because I think club captaincy now,
Van Dijk.
no, I don't think Van Dijk is good enough to be captain.
But who
I
else
think
will
you give
be?
it to Salah for his hunger or
Salah.
Alisson for what he did for them last season.
Okay.
Alisson kept them in many games last season. Because Trent will be a future captain. Trent atapata your captaincy at some point. But as of now, I think Salah or Alisson should be Liverpool captain for what he's done. Alisson rescued them so many times last season. Salah has that hunger. Salah has that drive.
Salah
So I think he
Van
can
Dijk
lead the
good,
team. Van Dijk, my issue is we've seen him countless times captain Netherlands and they haven't done anything. They haven't done anything.
Maybe Klopp is not thinking like you are.
Fair enough. It is at the end of the day, it is Klopp's decision. The way Tenag alisema mimi Bruno ni captain wangu, sawa. It is Klopp's decision at the end of the day. But si feel ka Van Dijk is good enough to be captain. Hiyo ni pressure mob inamwangukia because now as captain, you have to lead. You have to integrate McAllister and Szoboszlai into the Liverpool culture.
Yeah.
Szoboszlai is new to the league, just like Nkunku is coming to the league. They're both new players from Leipzig into the league. McAllister, I feel, will adapt very well. But sir, you know your gegenpress ya Klopp. You can only do it for so long. So I don't know whether McAllister and Szoboszlai will be up for the task. But I'm very disappointed in Klopp letting Henderson and Fabinho both leave.
I feel like
one of them would have been enough. Both of them.
Yeah. Because even Lavia, even if he comes in, he was playing at Southampton and he's 19. He's young. I don't think he's one you expect to come in and start commanding their defensive midfield area. So
Yes.
True.
Yeah,
What I'd
Liverpool
say,
kidogo wanakula hiyo.
They'll score many goals, but also they'll concede a lot. So for them, game nyingi zitaisha 5-3, ama 3-1, 3-2. Yeah. There won't be many clean sheets for them this season.
Spurs,
Not many clean sheets.
I feel like once Hurricane goes, it's a problem for them. Straight up. Okay, they have Richarlison who's kidogo ameanza kufunga atakani pre-season. But you definitely cannot put Kane and Richarlison in the same bracket.
Yeah.
So that would be a big L taken out of them and
Son has to step up.
Yeah. You see Son, does Son create?
Yeah. He creates. Angalia ile
Really great
season.
for Kane.
Yeah, but also angalia ile season ya Mourinho akiwa Spurs. Kane and
once they really dropped off, Son was there.
And then Kulusevski vile aliingia hivi January, it was just a deadly trio.
So Postecoglou, man, hapo atakuwa na job. I think Hurricane ataenda for sure. I think he'll go to Bayern. I don't think he's staying in the Premier League. And for Spurs fans, by then nasikia Jay-Z anataka kuwanunua. Jay-Z is contemplating buying Spurs.
San Antonio Spurs.
Tottenham Hotspurs. And Jay-Z, I know maybe he doesn't watch this, maybe one of his guys does. Usiongeze 100th problem to yourself. You have 99.
You already have 99,
You
bro.
have 99. Spurs is a problem. Now utakuwa na 100. So, yeah, I mean, he needs to steer off that club. But again, maybe it's just business. Maybe it's just business. Of course, Rock Nation, they are doing things. So, Spurs kidogo, I feel like for me, if they lose Hurricane, watakuwa losers kwa hii transfer market.
I think for me, Man City are the big losers in this transfer market because they've lost experience. Yeah. Mahrez, Gundogan.
Bernardo is linked to PSG.
Bernardo probably.
Amesema aende mahali.
Oh, okay.
So I think losing those two guys, especially Gundogan. Gundogan was the leader, man. Mahrez was like, you can't
Clutch
replace
players,
you can't replace Mahrez with the Foden.
Why not?
Hey,
You
bro,
can't.
Foden
is now a
ni
starter
hatari.
considering
Foden
Mahrez
ni
is left.
Yeah, he's right
also
now.
Foden anaweza cheza left, Haaland katikati, Bernardo on the right.
But will Foden give you the same thing Mahrez will give you?
Even better.
That what I would ask.
Foden to me is a better player than Mahrez. Considering Foden can play katikati ka striker.
Yeah.
He's played as a striker before. He's played upande wa left. He's played pure upande wa right.
But you see, like output-wise, can he have the same output as Mahrez? Mahrez last season in total alikuwa na 15 goals and I think 13 assists.
Maybe if we give
Foden
Foden that this season to prove we can compare.
Can do that.
Yeah, but as of now, Mahrez is still, of course, Mahrez is higher than Foden.
Yeah.
Community Shield, guys.
All right.
Community Shield.
Yeah.
Monge sana about Man City, and it's time we tell them the truth. That this is not another 4-1 that you
It's not
guys
gonna be
scored
for
against
sure.
us. It's gonna
no.
be different.
Yeah.
It's gonna be different. If it means going to extra time, we are going to extra time because
Wait up.
angalieni timu yenu vizuri na angalieni timu yetu saa hii, my friend. We have better quality players right now compared to last season. So if you want to troll us, my friend,
Of course.
use
I'm
that
not trolling.
opportunity right now.
I was like, you guys played Man City thrice last season. You lost 1-0 in the FA Cup. You lost 3-1 at the Emirates and lost 4-1 at the Etihad.
Wow.
God
Yeah.
damn.
Is
And
there a
that's
Wembley
last
there?
season's team. What's your point?
God damn.
Come on, what's your point?
There's no point there.
You've added Declan Rice, who looked lost against United. Sour, it's pre-season, but
my
he looked
friend.
lost.
First game.
Timber has shown some signs of, wow, this guy.
Brilliant. You can
this
see
guy
why Ten Hag wanted him.
Me.
You can
This
see why
guy is
Ten Hag
Ten
wanted
Hag.
him.
Timber is a very good signing for Arsenal. Havertz, apart from missing pre-season volleys, we don't know what he'll do.
Scoring 2 goals. Scoring 2 goals.
So, for the Community Shield, I think Arsenal have an axe to grind. I'm very tempted to say Arsenal
They're going to win.
I'm very
Yeah,
tempted.
so too.
No,
We're already here.
Community Shield and extra time. So right now, like Arsenal are playing ball, bro, and I think they'll give City a challenge in the Community Shield game. I don't think Pep will take it as seriously. I don't think so. By the way, I'm being very honest. I don't think Pep has never taken the Community Shield very seriously. That's why I mentioned once. He's never taken it seriously.
KDB pia ameumia.
So for me, I think it's gonna be a 2-2 draw, and then on penalties.
Arsenal to win it. Just say it.
Just say it.
No,
man,
on
you're already
penalties,
here.
City win. City win on penalty. Arsenal have no penalty takers apart from Saka.
My friend.
Saka is their best penalty taker. The rest,
Timba.
Fam, are you forgetting Jorginho?
Timba.
Jorginho. So
Yeah.
those are 2 pens.
Trossard takes good penalties.
Martinelli also.
Martinelli.
Fabio
Those are
Vieira
both.
as well.
Kwanza ule
Odegaard.
ndio bao yake versus Barcelona. Come on.
The penalty
Bao
missed
ya
against
FIFA.
United. I saw that.
Who, Vieira?
Yeah, I saw that one. I saw
He missed a
we
penalty.
beat you twice in one game, bro. Like, come on, nigga.
Like, who plays a
Just
game
a
alafu
goal.
mnacheza game 90 minutes alafu bado mnaenda penalty.
Mnaenda
What kind of
penalty.
game
This
is
is
that?
trying to give you a chance to win.
Ndio maana hiyo game hata si hesabu kake. It's all legit.
But anyway, I'm being very honest. Agenda aside, I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw, and City will win on penalties. The Community Shield. Yeah.
What about you Gunners?
Ooh, man, it's gonna be a good game. I mean, when you play at Wembley, it's always a problem for Man City. It's a problem. Last time we played with them at Wembley, tuliwafanya ile kitu. And I feel
ni Aubameyang alifanya.
Sunday tutawafanya ile kitu.
Actually, we've beaten them in Community Shield before.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised that you're saying
Yeah,
all
we
these
have.
things.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Beaten them
saying.
in- before.
Pep will not take it seriously, so I'm gonna go score draw because I think they have Haaland. Even without KDB, they might challenge. That's why I've gone 2-2. But if it goes to penalties, City will win.
Correct score
City will
prediction?
win.
Arsenal 2-1.
That one I can't say. I can't talk about my scores right now.
I just say Arsenal is winning. That's all.
I mean, no, Arsenal is winning, but before Arsenal actually plays Man City in the Carabao final, in the community.
Oh, that's the target for this season.
In the community shield match,
You're the first final season.
Arsenal do play Monaco in the Emirates Cup, so I think I'm going to use that as a litmus test to see where we are. Because now I expect whatever team that will play, I expect most of them to make it to the actual first 11. Yeah. And then also, now it's Arsenal versus Man City in a situation where both teams have strong benches. So we're going to see who's who. I think it's just a battle. It will be more of a tactical game more than Haaland and
just feel each other out.
Yeah.
And also we see like if this trophy matters, because every time Arsenal wins it, no one gives a shit. They say it doesn't matter.
By no one, you.
No, it's not me. It's not me.
When other teams win it, it's a
I've
trophy.
said it before. I've said it on Fan Zone. I've said it when I visit box to box, and I'm saying it here on the Wildcard. If Arsenal win the Community Shield, that's the only thing they're winning this season. That's the only thing they're winning this season.
Wow.
If Arsenal win the Community Shield, that's the only thing they're winning this season.
Prediction and catch inampia you confidence.
But I said United will win more trophies than Arsenal.
No, Nketiah.
Yanketia nilisema 5 games and he actually did me one better and did 7.
Yeah, so that's the one that's giving you this confidence.
Yeah,
that's winning.
If Arsenal win the Community Shield, that's the only thing they're winning this season. Only.
By don't say kukata hiyo.
By the way,
And frame it.
Have you guys made your field team? No?
Nah, not yet.
Not yet.
No, there's definitely some highlights. Nkunku will be in my team. Haaland definitely. Oh, stop it, man.
Yes,
because kuna Salah, kuna Rashford, there's so much. But anyway, manze, there's so much to choose from. Manze, I'm very undecided. FPL team yangu minta make iyo Friday the 11th of August when the Premier League starts. I think I'll decide that day, man.
I think by next week I'll already have made my team, but I'm convinced I won't have Haaland on my team. 14 million is too much.
Damn.
It's too much, my friend. 14 million, that's Trossard and I don't know who.
Diaby
and
probably.
Diaby, like it's Nkunku and Ndiaye or something. Like it's Watkins and Calvert Lewin, you know.
What? So what's he saying? See, he moved to Forest. Yo, by the way, are you done with the FPL?
Yeah, I'm done.
The Women's World Cup group stage is going on.
Renard, the only manager to win a game in the Men's World Cup and in the Women's World Cup. I'm very happy for France. Although I feel like the quality of the team has declined from 2019 it's not as strong. For me, my outright favorites, of course, USA have to be there. Alex Morgan and then Megan Rapinoe and whatnot. The only team that I feel can challenge USA, I even texted it in the group. I think for me, the favorites were France and Australia. I think Australia as co-hosts can do something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they could get to a semis, and if you're in the semis, then you have a chance.
You have a chance.
So for me, either USA or Australia win the Women's World Cup.
Nah, I don't think so. Well, it's the group stages, so you can't say much. But USA, kidogo, they have not been convincing.
Yes.
Same as England. Well, England,
the Euro
1-0. Yeah, I expected a bit more from them. But there are 2 teams that take my attention: Sweden and Japan.
Okay.
Yeah, Sweden, they are badass. That's for sure. I think last time Walimaliza is it number 3. They lost, I think, to the eventual champions. And then Japan, they just clapped Spain 4-0. I didn't see that one coming.
And that's a big result because Spain have ballers.
Yo, Spain are playing good football.
Puteas.
Yeah. So when you're na Japan, so I'm thinking Japan is one to keep an eye on, and Sweden. Yes.
Sweden do wamepiga Italy juicy 5-0.
Bana.
5-0.
See, then we do this by next week to Kwena favorites because at least they will be advanced in the cup.
Mimi niko na yangu already.
You already have France.
Yeah.
I feel like backing Sweden here. Let's see what Sweden will do.
Sasa basi. So up until next time, my name is Venant.
Arsenal's hater here, Brian.
The Black Mamba.
Yo, and don't forget this time round, we're cooking rice with timber. So we do it. It's how we do it. Yes, sir.
Nice.